because they have failed in all ramifications. That was why they were voted out of power. Yes, you asked me to give you the achievement of our government on health sector. I want to say, without any equivocation whatsoever, that this government, to God be the glory, was the first to have, we met a total decay. In fact, when this government came on board, 2011, it was as if no government has run this state before. Quite frankly, I was part of the government of late Alhaji Lamadishina, and I was privy to some of the, giant stride made by the late governor. But unfortunately, when the government of PDP came, it was a disaster that nobody wished to happen to any state. In fact, we met decorated mortuary in all the health center hospitals in our state. But for the federal government UCH, the secret will have been let out long time ago. But because people have the option of going for UCH in Ibadan, that was why people did not really care that these people did not do, the PDP government did not do anything. But thank God, the arrested people endured them for 8 years, and the Messiah in person of Governor Ajimobi came. And honestly speaking, if you are very close to Governor Ajimobi, you will know the way it works. He take things, stage by stage. In all honesty, when he came in 2011, his priority was, where do we start? His priority was not, you know, we have some major priority. What we are trying to do was basic life saving on health sector in the first term. That was why the governor was doing these free medical outreaches, to all the 33 local governments of our state. That is pending the time that he will have time to face squarely the hospital per se. So it was, it was like he was taking all these medical missions local government by local government. And thereby he was able to take care of over 1 million people. Even those who never even thought of meeting doctors in their life were opportune to meet. So that was what the governor did, so that he could be able to face other sectors that had urgent need of government attention in the first term. So, but you see, when the government came back in the second term, it was now the priority of education and health and industrialization. Now, when he came for the second term, it was then he now said, okay, apart from the fact that it's not as if he neglected the hospital throughout the first year of his tenure. No, he was voting annual budgetary expenses for health, which ordinarily, I think, in a very civilized climate, if there had been something on ground when we came, should have been okay. But because it was in a total decay, so it needed, like when you say state of emergency, it needed a government to declare state of emergency. So when you say you want to declare state of emergency, it means all concerted effort must be focused. So that was why the government has, okay, after coming back in the second term, it's now the turn of health, education, and other, area in industrialization and infrastructure. So the government, to God be the glory, had since 2015, or let me say altogether from 2011, has been able to, earmark $2 million. Convert that one to naira. You can say cross rate of today 360, 350, at least in naira worth, to medical equipment, drugs, and other consumables. And not only that, the government is conscious that you have perhaps maybe 4 standard or maybe 5 standard general hospitals in our state. You talk of the ring road at Oyo, you talk of the ring road at Oyo, then you now talk of the Yemeto at Oyo in Ibadan. Then you now have to go to Oyo, go to Ogbomoso, then perhaps you know, Ishain, and other, But if you want to say categorization, those ones are the ones you can say into category A. Then you now go to category B where you have the health centers. The government of Oyo State has been able to renovate. When I say renovate, it is not window dressing, painting. When you say renovating, equipment stocked, even, you know, employ more hands, more health personnel. Some, okay, let me just say 124 of them. 124 primary health center out of the whole lot. Staff were, evenly distributed where some people never, love to go. They've been able to give them a kind of incentive to encourage them to go there and work. So these are some of the little which I can say the government has been able to do for the time being. But when the governor now realized that the little which we were able to do up till September 2017 was not to his own standard of health practice in this climate, in the civilized world which we are in. That was why he with the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Aziz Adedato, launched an ambitious 50 billion health endowment fund. Before that, it should go on record again that this is the first state government in the whole of Nigeria that has been able to create what we call health insurance scheme for anybody in Oyo State. All you need to do is just obtain a card for 650 naira in January, and throughout you should be attended to. Drugs, injection, consumable, any treatment whatsoever with only 650 naira. No other state, even Lagos State, as buoyant as it is, has never thought of that. And that is a very good kudos to my governor, because he think out of the box most of the time. And having done that, that was why we now came to the 50 billion endowment, of course, which we didn't have even up to 1 billion naira. But when people ask him, Excellency, why are you thinking of it? He say, but you have to dream big. If you say you want 1 billion, people will start giving you 20 naira, 50 naira. But when you say we want 50 billion, people that really have money will bring money. But unfortunately, what we have is still sketchy, because the chairman of the fund, Emeritus Professor Akikubi, has not come forward to say this is to the bottom. We know we certainly have less than 1 billion. But notwithstanding, they will start putting the execution of that money into use from anytime from February to March of this year, because of a lot of people made a lot of promises which are still not yet redeemed. But the state of the hospital in Oyo State is not as alarming as those noisemakers were making people to believe. But you know what? They are making those noises because they have gone out of stock. They have been bad market, and they want to restock. And I'm sure it's not going to happen in Oyo State.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Moving on, I have a very deep agenda I want you to also make comment on. Today, on today's news gathered today, APC, on a national level now, they allegedly they said that it's PDP's fault that fuel is scarce.
Okay.
PDP now, like I've mixed them together. PDP directly confirms that it's because of Buhari fuel is scarce. What do you have to even say generally on this fuel scarcity notion? Because it's been on and on. Even right now, the news we gathered this morning still emphasizes on the fuel bizarre.
The issue is very, very unpalatable. Very, very unpalatable. It was a late Remke Wabella that says poverty is a dangerous animal. The more you chase it, the more it fight back. And liking that poverty to corruption. Corruption is a dangerous animal. The more you fight that corruption, the more corruption fight back. It is not going to be a very palatable news that a lot of people believe that Buhari alone should fight corruption. But unfortunately, not Buhari alone cannot fight corruption. Every one of us should join hands together to make sure the corruption is fought to a standstill. You see, those people who had been used to all this cheap money are the one causing this problem. And now, the, the government said without any subvention, any subsidy, the petrol is with the people. And people are buying. But just out of the blue, you just realize that people started quiz around the first week in December. And people started saying what is happening. And the person that has the decision to make, the president of this country, President Muhammadu Buhari, came out January 1 to say there is no increment in price of fuel. And what else should come? But these people are now saying they should increase the fuel. Why? The owner of the country today, the owner of our mandate in Nigeria today says no fuel increase. But you are saying no, you must increase. If you increase, why are you giving the money to? The question is, sell. If you know you can sell at 145 naira. If it's not okay by you, don't sell. Look, do you know that it's not to just take it as an advert for this interview? There is one petroleum marketer that, despite all these increases, the marketer still say he does not feel we should even sell the fuel at 140, that we should even sell less than 120. Left for that outfit alone, Nigeria can even buy fuel for 100 naira. But you see, these people that have been so corrupt, they have corruption in their blood, in their vein, in their tissues, in their brain, every part of their body, in their hair. Just believe they have to strangle all the jugular of this country. Why? Because they have been in bad business since President Muhammadu APC came to government. You see, if it were them that were still in power, these people will have received up to, maybe in 2016, maybe 1 or 2 trillion in subsidy. They didn't have that. They are dying and they want to fight back. And how can they fight back? They will use some of the ill-gotten wealth they had gotten to strangle all the country. And until Nigerians fight them. And how can Nigeria fight them? I was saying it to some of my people that I know, they visited us this morning. I said, you are the one to fight for yourself, because these people have fuel in their tank. Government said they are not allowing anybody to import fuel. They will import. If you like, come and lift. You now say, despite the fact that the government will lift the fuel and bring it to Nigeria, even if you must lift the fuel, the government must still allow you to charge extra. Then what is the big deal? The DPR go to this station, to this filling station, fuel station. They have a lot of thousands of liters of fuel in their tank, but they chose not to sell. Nigeria has to fight for themselves, because the government that has the mandate of Nigeria said we are not increasing. Some people feel they have to increase. Why? Because they want to discredit this government, and I want to believe that God will not allow them, because what this government promised Nigeria was not what we are even selling at. What this government promised was to even bring the fuel down as low as even 60, 70 naira. Remember, PDP got fuel at the rate of 22 naira when they came to power in 1919. Before they left in 2015, they left the fuel at 87 naira, and that border of 87 naira, they were saying they want to increase. It was on that border that APC came in. And because they knew the government was very new then, they arm-twisted APC that it has to be 145. They now want to arm-twist this government again, that it has to go forward. But I want to believe that if Nigeria are dozer, they should continue to watch them. Those of them that have the fuel in their tank, like the Labour had promised, I want them to fulfill their promise. They said they are going to lead their people to go and be checking on these fuel marketers. Anybody that has fuel in their tank and is not selling, they will force them to either sell for free or sell at the the standard price of 145 naira. So it is not the blame of APC that the fuel is scarce. It is the handwork. You see, when you say hand of Esau, I mean the voice of Esau, hand of Jacob. The marketers are fronting for PDP because they want them back. They have been able to work hand in hand. They are Romeo and Juliet. They are their man Friday. They know about corruption. They want corruption to continue. So if Nigeria want corruption to continue, they should allow these people to go away with this nonsense.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir, for that enlightenment. And the last question I would like to ask you is, what should the state at large be expecting from APC in the coming 2019 election, sir?
What state? Which state? Oyo State.
Oyo State.
It is the state that should decide if what we've been able to do is okay. They should think of how to get the continuity to continue.
Okay.
Let me tell you this on education. When we are very, very honest with ourselves, I think the Bible says, speak the truth and your conscience will be free. I will tell you this. The record of the achievement of all these governments should tell our viewers, our audience, our readers, where they want to vote in 2019. These PDP governments had been in power. If they had never ruled Oyo State, they would have said because Oyo State had never tried them. But all these have tried them. 2004, that was the first year when Senator Ladoja ruled the states. 2004, what was their performance index of Oyo State in WAEC? Oyo State had 9.17% in WAEC. In 2005, 7.89% in WAEC. 2006, 10.40%, and in 2007, 6.16%. But the government now turned to Alao Akala 2008. He recorded 6.16. In 2008, he recorded 9.14. In 2009, he recorded 11.92%. And in 2010, he recorded 13.40. And in 2011, he recorded 16.97. It now came to the time of Ajimobi. In 2012, despite all his best effort, he recorded 21.35. 2013, 21.79. Just marginal improvement. In 2014, it went down again, 19.19. 2014, 2015, 21.16. Then the governor said, enough is enough. We can't continue with this rubbish. If we cannot get out of the blue of scoring 80-90% in WAEC performances, then we should be able to at least get above the average, which is 50%. In 2016, despite all the tinkering, the state could not move beyond 22.12. Then the government now came out with no automatic promotion syndrome. If you are in this state, you will remember a lot of the schools in Ibadan went riots. A lot of schools in Oyo town went on riots. No, we can't continue. They have to continue with mass promotion. The government said no. When you have things free, you don't treasure it. Your parents should be able to allow you to read. One, we will do exam for you. Anybody that does not pass up to 50% will not get promotion from SS2 to SS3. It's only those who passed promotion exam with brilliant color that will be promoted to SS3. That was what brought about 2017 results, where we had 59%. Then the PDP came and said, what position is already? What position was Oyo State when you were scoring 9%? What position was Oyo State when you were scoring 10%? The position is not what matters now. The position is that we've been able to get out of this useless sub 50. I mean, it is very ironical that Oyo State will score less than 50% in WAEC. So this is a Midas touch by Governor Ajimobi on education. Then if you say that one is not enough, I'll give you the track record of some of these people also on education. I will tell you, during Ladoja administration, he employed 5,000 teachers. Nobody can doubt that it's a very good effort. Akala absorbed, or let me say employed 2,195. Ajimobi came and he employed 6,350. I mean 6,500 teachers. Don't even bother about that. You can employ anybody, subject to the availability of space. But the people that are on the job, how do you care for their welfare? How do you care for their training, retraining? What makes people that are on education better is this capacity retraining and training workshops. Ladoja trained 14,000 throughout 4 years, or let me say, to be honest with him, to be fair to him, 3 years and 1 month, because Akala was up 11 months out of it. He trained 14,468. Akala trained 24,870. Ajimobi trained 96,000 teachers. So if you say that one is retraining and retraining, good. Salary elongation, for whatever reason at all, both Akala and Ladoja did not deem it fit to give any salary elongation to teachers in the state. It was only Ajimobi that gave them 300% elongation of salary. 300%. And when you talk of incentive in form of car loan and housing loan, Ladoja gave 273 teachers car loan, no housing loan. Akala gave 1,640 teachers car loan, and Ajimobi gave 2,808 teachers car loans and 1,318 teachers on housing loan. And he did not only give that figure, Ajimobi increased the car loan from 200,000 to 500,000, and also housing loan from 500,000 to 2 million. That tells you that somebody really cares for somebody. Apart from the fact that Ajimobi, don't forget, paid when things were going, when the economy was very, very okay, paid 13 months salary in 3 years, 2011, 2012, and 2013, until the economy nosedives before he stopped paying 13 months salary. Then, student-wise, Ladoja did not give any bursary, no scholarship. Akala gave 1,063 student bursary, while Ajimobi gave 6,500 people bursary, 8,500 people scholarship in various institutions in Nigeria, not in our state alone. Various institutions in Nigeria, and this is worth 92,390,000 naira. Now, when it comes to furniture provision, Ladoja government were able to provide 45,909 furnitures for students in Oyo State public schools. Akala provided 30,836. Ajimobi provided 190,000 furnitures. And come to the construction of schools. With all the noise that Ladoja made when he was going to come to power, the noise was so deafening. We will give 25 people per class. We will do 30 in class. He was only able to provide 700 classes, 700 classrooms for pupils in our states. Akala built 973. Ajimobi built 1,636 schools, and he renovated 350 schools. Apart from the 6 new model schools that's about to be completed in the second or third quarter of this year. 6 model schools, secondary school in the United States. And toilet-wise, Ladoja built 324 toilets. Akala built 1,180, while Ajinobi built 1,256. Now, schools, when you say school is a child friendly, toilet without water, what kind of toilet is that? Ladoja, despite building 324 toilets, no single borehole or deep well in any of the schools in our state. Akala even tried. When you say he tried, he built only 24. But Ajinobi built 146 deep well. And he said it's even not enough. It's not enough. It's on the verge of providing at least minimum of at least in any school that must be a deep well. That is the target of this administration. And for whatever it is, we have been in the era of ICT since the year 2000. That was in government 2004 or 2003 to 2007. No single effort to make our teachers ICT compliant. No laptop, no desktop. Likewise, Akala. It was Ajimobi that enforced that our teachers should go on laptop. You see, when you see some have seen like transfer abroad, when they start teaching them, from this, ICT, they start looking as if they are in, until about maybe a year you've been there before you start. Okay, this is how it is done. But school university will start on that. I bet you from this year they start teaching on the ICT compliant classrooms. So I think on education, I think I should stop on that.
Yes.
So I don't know when I can go now, no, but I think you cannot compare APC government with this reactionary forces, the conservative government, the primitive government. These PDP people, have subjected Oyo State to. Oyo State have been backward, because of their, visionless adventure in government. It is the state that has been worse for it.
Okay, very, 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 that's very impressive. Thank you very much. And I'm sure that our the old viewers and listeners and readers of this content would be able to affirm that the government have been doing so well. So, sir, before I just round up this short chat, I don't know if you have anything to say to the public before for this new year and what you feel, basically, sir.
Um, what do I have to say? That to support the government of
Yes, sir. Your wish for the government
to support the government
as well,
of
sir.
Senator Abiola Ajimobi in Oyo State to succeed and to succeed in giving us a good successor, because I know what will be, challenging his consciousness or subconscious mind now is who is going to take over from him, because he has been able to take these states beyond any imagination. Here was a state where you cannot go for 1 week without Upla. If it is not Molete under the bridge, it is Iwo Road. Imagine, it is this Iwo Road that the ambition, the investment of some parents, the hopes of some parents were perished when some final year medical students were killed with the motor garage clashes. I mean, you will agree with me, these states never know peace until this government came on board. To God be the glory. We've been able to enjoy 6.5 years, going to 7 years of peace. And nobody pray for us to have any taste of that again. Likewise, uh, I want to urge the people to support the government of General President Muhammadu Buhari. But for his health challenges that took a very great chunk of time on his mandate, Nigeria would have been better for it. Imagine, in his New Year broadcast, he stated the ambition of his government to link all the nook and cranny of Nigeria with rail. Tell the people outside to tell you, to ask them, they will tell you. From London to Paris, you can go under the through the rail. From London to Belgium, you go through the rail. But the reverse is the case in Nigeria. And this is the government that now say they will link from Lagos to Sagamu to Ore to Benin to all to Sapele to Warri. All the road that has been destroying our roads will now be hauled, will now be ferried through the rail. Rail was meant for heavy trucks, not the road. That is why most of our roads are not durable. Imagine, this government is saying they are going to give us like almost 146 new roads, as if there has never been any government. Nigeria is having infrastructural deficit, and that is what this government is trying to reposition. Look, I went for one conference in Lokoja in August. Honestly, I was mad, as if this was not a country that has had government of PDP for 16 years. All the military boys managed to put in place, they destroy everything, and they are still talking. They don't have shame. I wish our people would be able to know that they are lepers that have to be taught with a very long spoon. It's better to allow them to continue to sleep on. I wish them a deal. Thank you very much.